fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Tonight we are playing a one-shot from Reckoning of the Dead. It's called The Suicide Hour, and this will be the second version of this scenario that we have run. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. It was the worst part of the year in New York. The date was February 8th, 1947, and the temperature was hovering around 10 degrees Fahrenheit, bitter cold. Dispatch had radioed for 3 available homicide detectives to head on over to the corner of Mott and Pell in Chinatown to investigate what the reporting beat cop called a real splatterhouse. The address was easy enough to find, and as you pulled up in front of the old dilapidated tenement, you could see 2 beat cops, Mulligan and Chauncey, standing in front of the ground floor entrance. Mulligan was green in the face.
Well, I got a real bad one tonight, Mulligan?
Jesus Christ. I've never seen anything like it. You're in for a treat.
I'm not sure, judging by the look of your face, that's a treat I really want to swallow. Where's the damage at?
3rd floor apartment, number 3B, or 3B, yeah.
Thanks.
Let's go check it out.
Good luck. Get your bath bags ready.
It can't be that bad.
All right.
I hope it don't get all over my suit. You guys stay away.
I want to be worried about me.
There's, of course, no elevator in this building. So you go up the first flight of stairs, the second flight of stairs, and about halfway up to the 3rd floor, you begin to get a whiff of some pretty nasty smelling shit. The building itself is old, dilapidated. People use it for doing drugs. Homeless people hang out here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna light up a cigarette just to get some other smell in the air that I'm more accustomed to. And all right.
There we go. Make it smell like the station.
You step forward towards the door, which is open, and inside there is trash and litter everywhere. In the center of the room are a number of chairs arranged in a circle. The chairs have people sitting in them. They're all dead. And the room reeks of blood and feces. And as you step forward, you see that all of the bodies have been disemboweled, and their intestines are piled in the center of the room. You can all do constitution checks.
14 is going to be a hard success.
Well,
I got an 81.
I failed.
I failed.
If you failed, you are ill.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
What was that, Winkler? You worried about us throwing up on your nice suit there?
Hey, I'll keep it over here.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna get closer. Just looking like. Oh.
I tried to turn my head the best I could out the door so it doesn't get anywhere in the crime scene.
So possible. I want to examine the bodies. Does it look like they were cut out like with a knife or like visions and things?
Do a spot hidden for me.
Yeah, no, 75 is not going to cut it.
Well, they've all been cut open. So it looks like, and their intestines lead back to their stomachs. They're still attached. But most of them are piled in the center.
Do they seem to be in the center making any kind of symbol or lettering or anything like that? Like as they're being,
Well,
or as they're gathered in the center?
it just looks like a big pile of entrails in the center, but they are arranged in a circle.
What the hell happened here?
There's trash and litter all over the floor as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and start looking around for any other bloody spots or heavy gore.
Well, start looking for signs of struggle. I want to see.
Yeah.
I just want to know what would drive someone to do something like this. Damn.
All of the rest of the room is pretty much in dilapidation. You can definitely see that this is what colloquially would be called a shooting gallery, where people shoot up heroin, opium, whatever. There's a couple of mattresses on the floor in a corner, but there's no particular amount of gore except here in the center with the circle of chairs.
How do their faces look? Do they look in pain? Do they look relaxed?
Well, most of them are lolled back with their mouths open and their tongues out, their eyes rolled up into their heads. But none of them look like they were struggling at all.
What the hell?
All right, we need to see if anybody heard this. I'm going to canvass the building for more people.
The beat cops have pretty much cleared the area.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start. How many? You said there was 5, or how many chairs?
There are 9 chairs, but only 8 bodies.
Oh.
That's
all right. I'm gonna examine the chair that doesn't have a body in it.
Okay.
And see if maybe there's any signs of blood or somebody having sat in it while the whatever was going on was going on.
Do a spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Yeah.
Where's it? There we go. Okay. The 28 out of 45, so not quite hard.
Okay. Out of beneath the chair, amidst the litter, you see a number of syringes, and you see this
Hey guys,
spindle with some sort of drug, and looks like a 3-eyed Chinese dragon.
I'm gonna pull out my little napkin out of my shirt pocket or my suit pocket. Try and pick up one of the needles and examine and see if it's heroin or what it might be. Something I know.
Well, it's hard to tell. Definitely some of the stuff in the syringes looks like heroin.
And then we have that little. I'm gonna call the guys over and have them check the dragon. What looks like a tattoo, maybe, or.
Well, it's like a
type design.
Maybe a gang stamp or something. You are in Chinatown.
All right. Hey guys, we got this dragon over here.
It looks like the dragon has something else with it. Do you know what that is?
I haven't seen anything like that before.
No. Not quite sure what that is.
Doesn't look like heroin or cocaine. Could be,
but it could be just some random street drug. This is, one of those places.
Well, I'm curious to find out what it is.
We should probably take it back and try to get it analyzed or something.
Yeah, that's a shout. Definitely.
Yeah, so we'll take it with us, but
yeah,
I don't think there's anything else to see here, boys, unless you want to go poking around in the needles and blood. So,
and that stinks in here.
Detective Walters, do a spot hidden.
That's okay. I think I failed that. Yep, I failed.
Okay.
I think we should just get out of here, boys. Nothing
Yeah.
really.
I'm not liking the digs here. Should probably go ahead and
Wachowski.
go.
Wachowski do a
Yes.
spot hidden.
39's a pass.
Okay. You notice on the ground next to one of the corpses, right where it would have dropped it from its hand, there is a knife.
Hmm.
You have a medical roll?
I believe I do.
We got
An
a possum.
89 is not good enough, though.
You do notice that they all had knives of one kind or another.
Did they all?
Hmm.
Did they all do this to themselves? Go round in a circle?
It looks like they all had some form of knife, but it looks like somebody chickened out.
What does it say? You're saying this is self-inflicted?
Well, if there's knives, and then there's one left, maybe they went around in a circle. And then the
Oh,
guy had no one to do it for him,
round robin.
so he just
All right.
ran off.
So Tom, did you say that they all had knives, or there's just the one knife?
You do see other knives. Yes, in fact, they all have knives.
No, it looks like they all.
Some of them are old steak knives. Some of them are pocket.
Does it?
Well,
Does
it
look
looks like they did it, and then somebody then piled their intestines into the middle, unless they did it themselves and then went to sit down.
The
But
hell?
I assume it would be Mr. 9. Mr.
haven't
9
seen
of
it.
8.
Haven't seen anything like this before. This is a bit
Yeah, this is against God here.
Detective Winkler, do an idea roll or an intelligence roll.
All right, an intelligence rule. Oh no, I got a 99.
Is there anything? Is there anything in their pockets? Are they dressed? Are they clothed?
They're all clothed. 6 of them look like they're obviously homeless people. Their clothes are in tatters and in rags, and you don't find any kind of ID on them. 2 of the bodies are actually dressed in regular clothes, like good clothes. When you look in their pockets, you find IDs, New York's
Okay.
IDs.
All right.
The first one is Sean Delancey. Looks like he's about 22. Clean-cut looking kid. But obviously a drug addict. The second kid, as you approach him, looks just a little familiar. And when you pull out his wallet and open it, it's William O'Dwyer Jr.
Oh,
Son.
the mayor's.
Oh God!
I'm going to take a step back and just
Uh,
take a long drag from the cigarette.
oh yeah. Might want to go ahead and keep this under wraps.
I don't know.
The man has the right to know that his son is dead.
Well, I mean, from the media. Of course, the man has a right to know that, but
Listen, the media doesn't need to know about any of this. Okay?
They always find out.
they do.
Well, if they want to, if any one of those
And to
journalists
clarify, that is his son,
want here
right?
and take a picture of this, I'm not going to stop them. And I think
Did
they'll
you-
regret it.
All right.
So I'm going to pocket the IDs and
Okay.
Did Junior have anything else on him?
Nope. But upon examination, you can see that they all shot up stuff. So
Hmm.
we're under.
Was O'Dwyer known for having a party son?
Not that you ever heard of.
It could have been the kid's first time gone wrong. We don't know. We won't know anything unless we go talk to the mayor.
Agreed.
Now, it seems like as good a place as any to start. Maybe we can get some of our beat cop associates to go canvass the area looking for that dragon symbol.
Yeah,
Maybe have somebody check out this Sean Delancey character. Maybe he's just another random like the Hobozo.
At this point, we need any lead that we can get.
Any lead?
All right. Well, gentlemen, I say we leave this horror scene.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw up again.
Yeah.
Now, what will happen is after you leave, they will send in like an evidence gathering team.
Okay.
That will pretty much gather up anything that you guys didn't already grab.
Yeah, you might want to tell the evidence boys that throw up is yours and probably shouldn't need collecting. We know the origin of that particular material.
Yeah. I'll let them know.
That was embarrassing. Yeah, we better
A bit. But I mean, and I just point back as we're walking out the door.
Yeah, what was it, Walters, saying it couldn't be that bad? Next time we walk into a crime scene, if you could just kindly keep your mouth shut about those matters, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, we've never ever been in anything that bad before.
So is that it? You want to leave?
I mean, these two, they're getting a little green. I'll let them walk out, but...
Maybe talk to the beat cops some more. See if they saw anyone run away.
Kind of entranced with morbid fascination at this.
I'm kind of wondering if there's any clue as to that ninth person leaving the building, or if anybody's seen that, or anything to do with that.
Surely someone. But we don't know how many people come and go from here.
True.
And all of this looks like it's been here since last night sometime.
Okay,
We'll say that it's currently actually around noon on the 8th.
That's a lot of time to cover. We do not know.
Detective Wachowski, do an intelligence roll.
An 18 is... I'm going to spend 2 luck to turn it into an extreme.
Okay.
Not sure that's necessary, but I want to. So,
Well, as you are standing there, fascinated by the horror of the scene, you begin to get the strong impression visually that there is something underneath all of those guts in the middle of the room.
any of you boys want to help me dig?
I turn around and
I think there's something under these guts.
Walter's in
very
room
well.
do another constitution.
Very well.
Okay.
I can help. I start rolling up my sleeves.
Yep, I throw up again.
You said
Or at
another
least you have to
constitution?
run out. You have to run out of the room. Yeah.
I walk over to the guts and I'm just like, nope. And
They don't call them iron guts for nothing. That they're Walters. All right. I'm gonna start moving the intestines out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him.
Okay. With your bare hands. Okay. All right.
Notice I brought gloves to a crime scene.
Yeah, I'm like, does the beat cop have gloves or something?
Yeah. Okay. Well, as you begin to move stuff out of the way, there seems to be some sort of rock in the middle of it.
What the hell? Is it heavy? Pick it up.
Yeah, not so heavy.
How big is it?
It's about the size of a cantaloupe.
I just shout in, "What do you see in?"
Keep it in. My goodness. And we found a rock.
And
Yeah.
it seems to be kind of covered in blood and gore, but you're not sure, but it feels oddly warm, even through your gloves.
Hey, Winkler, fill this.
I'll go ahead and reach over and grab it, or just like put my hands on it.
Yeah, there's definitely,
Oh.
it feels warm. Like maybe it's been sitting under nice warm intestines all this time. It's actually very cold because there's no heat on in here.
It's like, oh, what is this? I'm not a geologist. Some big rock.
I don't think the second a geologist can explain to me why there's a rock underneath all of these intestines, I'll be surprised. I don't need to know if it's like igneous or whatever. I just want to know why it's here.
That's a good question. Is there anything underneath the rock after we pick it up off the floor?
No, just gore.
Gotcha. Okay, well.
All right, well, let's get out of Walter's before he loses his breakfast as well as his lunch.
Okay. All right, so you leave. You go back downstairs. You have the rock. You have the drug. You have the IDs. What's your next move?
Oh gosh, that was horrible.
You need a minute?
No, I'm cool.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh no, hang on. No, I'm good.
Oh, come on, toughen up. As you said, it couldn't be that bad.
We could probably use a wash with our forearms, and our hands. I'm just saying, prevention. We were just digging in people's guts.
And let's just go back to the station, drop off what we found. You guys can wash up, and we'll go say hi to the mayor.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Very
Let's
well.
do it.
I can do that.
The further we're away from this building, the better.
All right. So you go back to the precinct office. What do you do with the evidence that you have?
Well, I'm not terribly familiar with late 40s forensics.
Yeah, it's pretty
Basic. Because I'm just trying to see if there's
Check it in,
anybody
really,
here.
or-
I want to ask around, any of the cops here if they've seen anything like the drugs that we have. That drug that we got in the napkin with the dragon on it.
None of them recognize it. It's definitely got some sort of a Chinese dragon symbol on it, but it's Chinatown is more your territory than anybody else's. So
Okay, and I don't recognize. Okay.
Any luck, Wachowski?
Nope. Everybody else is just as clueless as we are.
Have we recently taken in any gang members?
Yeah, probably
Through
quite a few.
beat cops work or whatever from the Chinatown area.
You're also probably aware of some of the major dealers in the area, though you've never been able to pin anything directly on someone.
Pinning's one thing. Asking them about this might be another. Let's see.
Do you guys know any of the locals in that area?
Do I know them? I know the locals too well. Look, I want to go talk to the mayor. Now, Winkler, I don't think your archaeology was too bad. I have an idea. Not geology. My apologies. I was never great at academics. I wonder if there's anybody at New York University who could help us out with that rock.
I could take it by and see. Or do
Right,
we all want to do this all together?
Right. But yeah, I want to visit the mayor. I want to stop by the university, perhaps the Natural History Museum. And then I'm going to go track down a
Couple of
kid
dealers.
that I know, Chen.
That
See
name
if he
rings a
knows
bell.
anything about these drugs. I'm sure he won't be pleased to hear people moving stuff
I'm sure that name
on
came
his
up in another
territory.
murder.
So he might be a little willing to help us this time around.
Yeah, I'm sure Chen came up in another case that I was on once. Who knows?
All right. So you head on over to the mayor's house, the estate. It's a nice estate, of course. So you pull up. The guards, of course, want to know who you are, but you're obviously detectives.
Yep. Flash the badge.
Yep.
You're shown up to the front door. The house manager, or the mayoral office manager, invites you inside and tells you to wait while they fetch the mayor.
All right. I want to take my hat off.
It's
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, as we're coming in, I'll take my hat off as well.
I take mine off. But I keep it close to me. Very close.
So after a few minutes, somebody comes out and says, please come with us. And you're taken into the mayor's office, which is a home office. He's sitting behind a desk, Mayor William O'Dwyer. It's like, detectives, what can I do for you?
Well, unfortunately, I think I have some bad news. We investigated what currently appears to be a mass suicide in Chinatown. I want to pull out the ID. This was found on one of the bodies. We believe it was your son.
Junior? Oh my God! Are you telling me that he's dead?
Unfortunately, sir, that's exactly what we're telling you. Don't worry, we're currently investigating what has happened, what has gone down.
We'll find them. Don't you worry, sir.
Are you sure? I mean, this is his ID. What the hell was he doing in Chinatown?
Well, that's kind of what we were hoping you could tell us. I'm going to run a name by you. Does it? No, shocking. We can give you a couple of minutes, but it looks like there was somebody else involved in this who fled the scene after the deaths occurred. So whether or not the person who escaped was behind the deaths or what have you, we need to look into.
My God! And he of course starts breaking down. I can't believe this. Where is the body? Where what?
They're taking it to the morgue as we speak.
Well, he appears extremely shaken.
It's to be expected. Look, we're very sorry for your loss. Give you a minute to let it settle in, but when you feel like you're ready for it, I want to run a name by you.
Well, who could have possibly done this? Let's just say that over the course of the next half an hour or so, you managed to get in whatever questions you need. So what questions do you
Okay, I just wanted, does the name Sean Delancey mean anything to you?
Sean is his best friend. Sean is Bill's best friend. Are you saying he's involved in this too?
Unfortunately, he was among the deceased as well. No, show him the other ID.
Goddamn kids getting mixed up in shit. I don't believe it. He was a good boy.
The odd part, sir. The odd part is he was found with the rest of them being hobos. So I'm not sure if he had some odd friends he liked hanging out with downtown, or
why would he hang out with people like that?
Look, that's unfortunately a question that I can't answer, but if with your permission, I'd like to search through his belongings.
All right. So in the He's, of course, extremely upset. And he has to tell his wife, and he,
Right.
has to go down and identify the body at some point. And
I'm going to assume I've done this a few times, being a fast or, a charmer, fast talker. I'm going to try and while they're searching the room and stuff, I'll try and calm him down and make him feel better about the fact that we three are on the case and we're going to, solve it as soon as possible.
You have to solve this. You have to find out and bring them to justice.
Oh, for sure, sir. For sure, sir. It'll be our number one priority. All three of us are on the case.
All right.
And we have few leads already on some very odd items, but we're headed to the university directly after here to check on those for you.
Okay.
And we will keep you updated for sure.
At some point, he's broken down to where you have more or less the run of the place if you need it, but he's not able to answer any more questions.
All right, then I'll go about and take a look around the living area and places that his son may have frequented in the house.
All right.
Because he's in the room already, so.
All right, so you go up to his room.
I'll make my way up there, yeah.
Go up to his room, and it's pretty much what you'd expect. Everything is neat and clean. Everything is the bed's made. Everything, mainly because they have a maid staff. And why don't you all do spot hiddens for me?
It's a pass. 37.
I failed.
I failed the spell.
Okay. Winkler, you find a book on his table that says, it looks like it's a kind of a primitive self-help book about dealing with insomnia.
I'll crack it open and see if there's any.
It definitely looks like he's been reading through it, and it's a library book.
Does he have a bookmark in it anywhere? Okay.
Found some light reading, Winkler?
I did, Wachowski. Would you like to take a look at it? You're more of the literary type.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Flip through it. So there's no notes in the margins, nothing highlighted. When was it checked out?
It was checked out about a week ago.
A week ago, from what library?
New York City Public Library.
Okay. We'll head there as a stop. Okay. I'm gonna start opening drawers, going through any bookshelves, and looking for any notebooks or anything.
Yeah, I would have done that. I would have started doing that whilst they were looking at the books. So.
After 45 minutes or so looking through his stuff, you don't seem to find anything that indicates that he was mixed up in drugs or anything like that. You do find things that concern Sean, and them, have a normal, good time with one another as friends, but
and there's no third person with them or stuff. Just
no,
the two.
Not at all.
You did say that was a primitive book on remedies for insomnia, right?
Well, I was saying it's like, the day of the self-help book is like the 70s.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, primitive because...
And early, here's some home remedies for insomnia.
Right.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going to sit there and flip through the book and see if I find anything of interest. Like any homeopathic remedies that are super strong or...
Just spot hidden.
So 37 again out of 45. So
you don't really find anything interesting.
I don't know. This book's weird though.
So if he may suffer from insomnia, then maybe he started taking drugs to know.
Or the drugs caused the insomnia. I don't want to make any assumptions about.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Exactly
anything
what
in the
he's doing
room
right
to say he was having a good time here.
Well, you do find college books, but it looks like he's just taking regular college courses.
Okay. Well, all right. I think we'll let the mayor grieve in peace and move on to the university and
thank him profusely as we're leaving for his time and his patience.
Yeah, I nod my
sincere
hat.
regrets.
And nodding my hat as I'm putting it back on, going out.
Yeah, he's in a bad way. And now his wife is in a bad way. And you wonder if at this point, because some of the staff now know that the word is going to trickle out into the public.
It's going to hit the media soon.
We need to be quick. But I'm glad you two are here, because I'm not one for the talking. Jesus.
Yeah, I can do any of the talking we need done. I'm pretty smooth, they say. I don't know. That's what Vinny says anyways.
Well, if Vinny says it, then I believe it. All right, let's go.
Give me someone to punch, and I'll punch him. But other than that...
So where are you heading?
So I want to swing by the go to the Natural History Museum. I want to see if anybody can give us information about the rock that we found.
Sure.
I'll follow you, Wachowski.
So you get to the Natural History Museum, and there's a department for geology and gemology, and there is a Professor Margaret Underwood, and she invites you into her office, and you guys have cleaned up the rock. Kind of like an avocado, but bigger.
At least I'm not going to throw up this time looking at it.
Good afternoon, miss.
She's like, yeah, you said over the phone that you had some sort of a specimen to show me.
Yes, we think it at the moment it's we're investigating it in relations to a case. We're just trying to find out anything that you could tell us about it.
May I see the stone, please?
Sure. Here, Walters. What?
She says, my, it's extraordinary. And she sets it on her desk, and she's looking at it rather close. She pulls out a magnifying glass and looks. And she pulls out a jeweler's loupe, and she looks very closely. And she says, it seems to have an almost organic structure to the crystals. I don't recognize the mineral at all. From the color, I would start to say malachite, except that it's definitely not malachite. And she's like, my God, it's actually warm.
It's still warm?
It's quite warm. Here, feel it.
I'll put my hand over it.
There's definitely some heat coming off of it for some strange reason. And she says, I wonder if it's radioactive.
Oh.
What the hell?
Well, yeah, nobody really cared about radioactivity back then. How curious.
Fascinating.
She gets a Geiger counter and brings it over and brings it near the rock, and the Geiger counter doesn't change at all. She's like, that's very odd, because it's definitely giving off some sort of infrared radiation. Let's see if is it possible if I could break a piece off of it. We could look at it under a microscope.
I don't have any qualms about that.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So she gets a geologist's pick and a hammer, and she attempts to chip a piece off the side, and it won't chip. She can't even scratch it. She does a Mohs test, and it's at least as hard as diamond. She's extraordinary. She has no idea what it is.
What the?
It doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying you don't know what it is?
And I think that's what the lady just said, Walters.
I've never seen
I'm a bit
anything
out of
like it.
from the vomit.
I've never seen anything like it in my entire experience.
Well,
And you say it's part of a...
it's part of an investigation. It was
Yeah.
found at the scene of a crime that we're currently investigating.
Well, if you leave it with me, I can try to do some further tests. Perhaps it's some sort of a...
It's a centerpiece of sorts.
It's possible it's in the corundum family, but I'll have to do some chemical tests.
I have no worries about you keeping hold of it. We can come back in a day or so.
Yeah, just remember that is police evidence.
Of course.
So, but I don't know the...
So that's probably all you're going to get out of her.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll
Thanks,
leave, I
Jim.
guess. Yeah, once again, I don't know about police protocols.
Yeah, I don't think
then.
we
So
would have been too bothered about leaving it, but
Didn't you
We're
want to
just
stop
gonna
by the library, Rokowski?
yes, and then we're gonna go find our good friend Chen.
Your good friend Shid.
let's just hope he's not in an asshole mood.
All right.
No, he always is.
So you head on over to the library. And, of course, it's a big library. And you go up to the desk. What do you do?
Evening, ma'am. My name is Detective Wachowski with the NYPD.
Yes.
We're looking into a crime, and we're looking into some facts about one of the victims. I need to know any books that have been checked out to a one William O'Dwyer Jr.
Well, let me look. I should have given her a different voice. Well, let me look. No, that's wrong for her.
Or possibly even a Sean Delancey if he has any as well.
Well, she takes a look, and they both have library cards. And they've both checked out a number of books that have to do with subjects that they're studying in school, math and literature and stuff like that. She finds that that William has indeed checked out a book on insomnia, but only the one. And there doesn't seem to be anything else interesting about it.
And yeah, and Delancey didn't have anything else.
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Of course. All right.
All right.
That
Well,
seems to a waste of time.
And now it's time to go find our drug dealing friend.
Yeah, and if he plays up, I'll bring out the. Mwah, mwah.
So when you get back in your car, you get a call of the radio, and it's from your home office. They've cleaned out most of the evidence they could find in the room, and they didn't find anything more. They found a couple more packets of that same substance, which they haven't been able to identify. And they also found a note, a piece of paper with some writing on it that was next to the empty chair that none of you noticed in the trash and litter.
Well, I'm glad that the evidence people are doing their job.
Yes.
What do the notes say?
Well, it's quite lengthy. You'll have to come in to take a look at it.
All right. Well, I see we step. We'll be by. All right. Looks like Chen's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, back to the office it is.
Okay. So you head back to the office, and as you enter the office, you start to hear that the rumor mill has started. And before you can do anything, the chief of police calls you into his office. Winkler, Walters, Wachowski, get your asses in here.
Yes, Chief.
Fuck's sake. Yes,
I only puked a little bit.
You've disgraced the whole department, Winkler. You know that.
Look,
Hey, man, he puked too.
the mayor's son is dead, and we're trying to keep a bottle on this whole thing. You need to solve this crime ASAP.
We're
We're working on it right now, Chief.
I told you guys. I told you.
This could be a PR disaster for the mayor.
I told him, boss. I told him.
Winkler, shut
Yes,
up. We'll get to the bottom of it. So,
All right.
And last time I checked, Winkler, I haven't gone off telling any reporters. So
He didn't, boss. He didn't. I said. I know he didn't.
Well, somehow it got out.
probably one of the workers at the mayor's office.
Definitely one of those.
I don't really care. I just want it solved and solved quickly. This is a major thing. So, all right. You go down to the lab, and they show you this. Wachowski, why don't you?
yeah, let's see. So the initials of that PPD. The PDS, PDG, February 7th, 1947. Oh, melodious clouds and splendid green, the forest in its primal state did stand, encompassed round and filling all that scene. I stood amazed, my toes upon the sand. A stroll I made to find a crooked path, to leave my long beneath the verdant canopy, while many eyes that watched were filled with wrath, and there upon my person did they see. And so the hunt began as yet unseen, but wings make sound in thickened air above, the whirling sound and evanescing sheen, not unlike the flap of a monstrous dove. I ran as night fell on that loathsome wood, the stars aligned but did not any comfort show. Invisible the thing. That's the end. And down wide, came closer and begged to follow where I would go. Well,
What the fuck does that mean?
What's this arrow right? What's that arrow right there?
I don't know. It seems to be the hunt began yet unseen to the not unlike the flap of monster's dove. It looks like they had some nasty trip.
Yeah, and there's a line at the bottom of the bottom paragraph, and then there's, don't know. It seems.
Yeah, we supposed to like scooch that paragraph in between Lonesome Wood.
Wachowski, this is your thing, not what the hell?
PD.
This seems pretty mad ravings to me. I don't.
It's like some kind of poem or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't rhyme. Not that well, anyway.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Whoever did it liked to scribble around, didn't they? Jesus Christ.
Suppose it does rhyme a little bit. It's A-B, but that's okay.
We'll let him off.
But let's see, that was from the data that was the 7th?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah.
So maybe this ninth, maybe they all wrote it together, or maybe the ninth person wrote it in a rush.
PDS.
Because it seems very rushed and very random. And scribbles all over it.
Hey, that's Sean Delancey or DS. I don't know. DS, maybe I was thinking Dwyer Sr., but it's O, so Dwyer Sr.
PDS, who the fuck?
PDS. All right, well.
I don't know, but.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Whatever it was, whoever wrote that was definitely out of their mind.
Well, maybe
that's out to me.
Maybe that's the final person we're looking for.
I've got a feeling. All right, let's head back to Chinatown.
Yep.
Go
Go
find
talk to
Chin.
Chen.
All right. You're going into Chinatown. As you recall, Johnny Chen and his people tend to hang around the Red Dragon Cafe. I'm sorry, Red Dragon Restaurant.
Red Dragon Restaurant. Like the sign.
Well, they have good noodles.
I know we don't want to cause any trouble, but we need to be careful here.
I'm going to be specifically looking at the dragon and its design when we walk up.
As you
For
look
whatever sign.
at the dragon on the building is just your pretty run-of-the-mill dragon. Not really anything like the one on the drugs.
Hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to go inside and
Let's go see if he's in.
The place is atmospheric. It's fairly darkly lit. There are rooms that are partitioned off all the way around where private people can have meals and stuff like that. And Johnny Chen is usually not up in the front. He's somewhere off in the back somewhere, having private conversations with people.
Well, I walk up to one of the workers or something. One of the workers who's working.
Yeah, there's a waiter. Can I help you, gentlemen? Would you like a table to sit at?
a table, a couple bowls of noodles, and then I want to talk to Chen.
Yeah, we need to talk to Chen.
Let me go
I'll
ahead and
show
buy
him.
him a drink.
Show him the badge.
He looks at you a little nervously, but then just bows. And
Don't worry. Nothing
Tell him
serious.
Tell him it's urgent as well.
So 10 minutes go by. You get brought your noodles.
I think Chin's making us wait.
They always do.
That's why I tried to get him to. Somebody should get him
Well,
a drink.
why do you think I ordered noodles?
Wait. Or he could have just run out on us. Who knows?
Well, I hope these noodles are good. And I start eating all my noodles.
Yeah, I keep.
Keeping an eye out for anything suspicious around me, anybody creeping around or anything like that.
Well, another 10 minutes or so go by. And the waiter comes back over to you and he says, Mr. Chen will see you now.
Excellent.
Goddamn
Noodles were
Chen.
great as always, and I'm going to
And
leave money on the
he
table.
indicates for you to go this way. And you will be going down a dark hallway back into the bowels of the restaurant, if you will.
Well, fortunately, Walter's face will protect me from any knives, so...
Yeah, he said he's got it, man.
Yeah, I got him.
It seems a place that is a little too narrow, a little too closed in. All of the woodwork is almost ebony black. And up ahead of you, at the end of the hall, is a doorway with two rather beefy-looking Asian gentlemen in suits.
Are they nice suits?
You all right,
Oh,
gentlemen?
yeah, they're expensive suits.
You all right, gentlemen?
And they're standing there, and they just look at you for a moment, and then one of them turns and opens up the door. And
You guys are looking sharp. Just letting you know you're looking sharp. Doing your job.
I just go, Winkler, stop being a kiss ass, man.
Kiss ass. You gotta let somebody know when they look good. And I pop my
I'm just gonna bow to them, and then I'm gonna walk through the door.
Yeah, I follow Wachowski.
you step through the door, and in the room, it's a rather lavishly appointed room. There's a young guy, looks like he's maybe in his mid-20s, dressed in a very sharp-looking suit, sitting behind a little desk, but a very cushy sort of desk. I mean, a very cushy seat that he's in. And on either side of him are two more rather big bodyguards. And he's like, detectives, to what do I owe the honor of your presence here today?
Well, Chen, we were wondering if you could help us out with a little something.
Of course, anything to help the NYPD.
Show him the dragon.
Look, yeah, I want to show him. I'm gonna pull out the napkin. We had to.
Yeah, I put the napkin on.
He leans forward and takes a look at it, and he says, I have no idea what that is.
You've never seen it before?
Never in my life.
Not
I
another.
want to roll a psychology.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
I also-
absolutely no reason to believe anything.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's a 19. That's a hard success.
Yeah, you have no reason to believe that he's telling the truth.
What is it
I don't
How long have we known each other, Chen?
Oh, jeez, we go back years, don't we?
Yeah, look.
Cut the crap.
Where have you seen the dragon before, Chen?
He leans forward and he takes a look at it again and he goes, Three-eyed dragon, how unusual.
It is unusual.
I can't say that I've ever heard of such a thing before.
Yeah, I mean, also, you see, that's unusual. Along with the substance we found with it, I'm going to kind of describe that pinkish.
Some sort of drug?
Yeah, you know? Would you know anything about who would make it?
I don't know anything about drugs at all. What kind of a person do you think that I am?
Chin,
Look, I don't know. Look. We want to know about a couple of dragons, and I'm sure we have a couple of your guys who you might want back. I think some sort of arrangement could be made.
And Chen, we turn a blind eye on some of your shady deals over time, so.
What
You
shady
always something.
deals would those be, detective?
You
Not at all.
Well,
Mr. Chin, you seem like a well-dressed man. You keep your employees well-dressed. I assume you get around. That's why we assume that you know of anything unusual that might be happening in your area, such as three-eyed red dragons, or anything of note. Maybe you're well-informed.
it's an unusual symbol, but I'm sorry. I don't have a clue.
Any new gangs around at all? Anyone try to get in on your territory recently?
None that I'm aware of. You might try talking to some of the other. You might try looking at some of the lowlifes in town. Perhaps they have a clue as to what you might.
Any of the lowlives have the initials PDS?
PDS. I have no idea who that might be. That time he actually looks like he's telling the truth.
Do you know a Sean Delancey?
John
Never heard of
Delancey, an
it?
Irishman? No, not many Irishmen come here.
Yeah.
Look, do you just so happen, to just randomly know of where some of these other lowlives might be?
Gentlemen, I don't have Congress with people like that. Now,
Of course, but if such people were to be around, where do you think they would hang out?
Just give us a name, Chen.
If they were, spoiling your environment, where would we be able to collect them?
I don't know. On any street corner, I suppose you're going to find people selling drugs. Why don't you ask them? Now, gentlemen, I'm a very busy man.
I bet you are, Chen.
Yeah, and I guess so are we. Well, Chen, pleasure as always.
We'll be back, Chen. I have no doubt about that.
So he says, gentlemen, there's the door.
As I go to leave, I just mutter under my breath, what a fucking asshole.
Oh, I think I need to do a listen roll.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You're lucky. All right. Well, you go out and the door closes behind you. And the two guards on either side of the door put themselves back in place.
See you again soon, gentlemen.
You know, Walter, as we're walking out, Walters, it's very rude. We're hosts, those comments.
We've dealt with this shit too many times. I can't be dealing with it again.
I'll let you tell him that. All right.
He didn't seem too forthcoming.
No, he never is.
Yeah,
But he definitely knows something about it.
He definitely knows something. Definitely.
Then I say we get away from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you step out onto the street, and you're on, I believe you're on Mott Street, which is in the heart of Chinatown. And what do you want to do?
Guys, well, he said find a lowlife, but who's going to want to talk to us openly? Probably not. Unless we can...
What do you think you're for, pal?
Unless we can charge them for something. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go. Let's go find someone.
I mean, you guys are detectives. You guys get informants all the time on things. Costs money.
Yeah, and also we have a pair of these. So
I've also got money, and I pull out my wallet.
I like to keep it classy, Walters. The classy, the better, the more class that you have, the less scars you get on your face.
Wachowski, how many times have I got information from using my fists? Quite a lot.
I don't know. How often that information has been reliable, a little different number. So we're going to go find one of our people who we can
All right.
grease a little bit.
Well, let's cut it down to this. The first guy you find down an alley tells you he's never seen that drug before, never seen that symbol. Second one tells you pretty much the same thing. And then you're walking along and you turn down an alley, and you see a dealer somewhere down the street, a little ways down the street, just handing stuff to a client who's then walking away with some cash. And as he turns and he sees you guys, he pretends like he's not doing anything at all.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm not, really that interested in him and continue to walk his way.
Okay.
See if he bolts.
I just stand in the way we came, because Winkler's walking straight past him. I'm just gonna stand there, put my foot against the wall, and just have a look in.
If he doesn't do anything,
Hey, good
about me
evening.
Walking past him, yeah, I'm gonna.
NYPD, we want to ask you a couple of questions.
Hey, I don't know nothing.
Yeah. And you know what? We might not have seen nothing, but that depends. Do you know what this is?
No, I never seen that stuff in my life.
Well, we saw you passing something out to somebody, so, if your memory serves you better, we might not have to take you in.
No, it wasn't mine. It was my brother's.
Yeah. We'll get your brother, too. I hope you've seen this before?
What is it? Some sort of drug? I never seen a mark like that before.
Are you sure?
Yeah, psychology on him to see if he's
Yeah.
lying.
He knows something. Yeah, you can do a psychology roll. He obviously knows something, though.
01.
89.
01.
Well, you don't get the impression that he's lying, but you do get the impression that he knows more than he's telling you.
Yeah.
Hey, Walters.
Yeah, I know. So I do my usual. I unwrap my belt. I wrap it around my hand.
Hey,
Very
I
slowly.
I don't want no trouble, dude.
Look, neither do we. We just want to know where the stuff is, and we'll leave you alone. It's fine.
Just tell us, right?
I heard that there's some kind of new drug that's going around, but I don't know where it comes from. I don't know what it looks like, but it's some new thing that's on the street.
Do
Name.
you have any idea who's
Dealer?
dealing it?
I have no idea where it's coming from. The Chinese call it. I'm gonna try. Wupo de yi zaoshi. Roughly translated, the hour of the witch.
Hour of the Witch.
Any idea why it's called that?
Well, because supposedly you have this incredible, vivid high if you take it at midnight. But I think that what I've heard rumors say that it really should be called something more along the lines of suicide hour, because so many people who've taken it said that the terrifying visions that they have make them want to kill themselves.
Now, how does that make any sense? Taking a drug at a certain hour makes it work better.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard.
Is that all you know? Anything else?
Where'd you hear that from?
A friend?
Just on the streets.
Do you know anyone who may know more?
I don't know. I ain't gonna
Anyone?
figure anybody.
Does
I ain't a rat.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull out a $10 bill. Be like, will this change your mind?
Dude, I'm not gonna rat anybody out. I'd be dead the next day.
I want to intimidate him. I'm going to intimidate him.
I tried
right.
the nice way.
Why don't you roll the intimidation?
04.
Oh shit. Johnny Chen. Talk to Johnny Chen. He's the biggest dealer in town.
Fuck sake.
That's funny. You told him we'd be back, Walters.
Yeah, I did. What a fucking asshole.
It's probably an hour and a half later than it was earlier. So.
Yeah. Well, I want to call the police chief. Tell him we've got a pretty good indicator that our good friend Chen is peddling this stuff. So
To that kid who gave us.
we want to raid his place.
I go to him. Scram before we book you, or I beat you.
And he scrams.
And then I put my belt back around me.
Tried the nice way.
Fuck's sake. Johnny fucking Chen.
Yeah, he's not gonna give up his money maker right away.
Yeah, and I can't. We can't use this technique on him. I can't take on all this.
No, not us three. But as I said, I'm going to call the chief and say, hey, look, I think we might be able to get him this time.
Well, a raid on Chinatown, that's a really dangerous move. I mean, those guys have swords and knives and axes.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to be raiding anyone, Wachowski.
Yeah, I've arrested a few of those axe guys.
Just get it done.
They're a bit wily.
All right. Yeah, we don't want to start a war, do we? Fucking Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll get it done. So do we know where Chen keeps stuff or anything, or do we just know if it's one place?
I mean, just from crime in general, that they've got secret stashes in warehouses all over the place.
Oh,
There's
okay.
10,000 warehouses in New York City.
All right, well,
probably more.
Maybe we could stake out his place for a few hours, see if he goes anywhere.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe. Do we know if there's a back alley behind us?
There are back alleys everywhere.
everywhere. Yep. So watch the
Maybe-
place break in when people leave. Yeah.
Maybe if one of us stays out front in the car and then the other two watch for back alleys. From a safe distance, obviously. We don't want to cause any trouble.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right. So, who's going to be in the car? You're going to park a car in front of the place? The
Maybe-
Red Dragon?
Maybe the opposite side of the road.
Down the
Maybe
street
so.
a ways?
Yeah.
The streets are narrow enough that it takes about 4 steps to cross. So,
Yeah, just
and then the
probably
buildings go up 15 stories.
back a little, probably back a bit so we could still have a view whoever stays in the car.
There are also fire escapes all over everything.
Okay. Who wants to stay in the car?
You know, it was your idea. I think you should stay in the car.
Okay.
Hey, well, what if you two get in trouble in the back alley? I don't think
That's
you
what I
guys-
was thinking. I think maybe we need Mr. Fisticos here in the
No,
back alley.
I don't think we need. I'm just gonna pat my revolver. If anybody gets too testy.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah,
I'll
forget
stay-
that.
So
I'll
Detective Walters is in the car just down the street.
Yeah, I
You
have my
can see
gun.
the front of the building. And
Yeah.
Detective Wachowski and Detective Winkler, you're in the alley behind the building.
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and take the button off of my holster there so that it's an easy pull
Okay.
if I need
Yeah.
to.
I have my gun on my lap just in case anything goes.
Well, I'd say somewhere around 9:30 in the evening, the restaurant staff comes outside to dump out garbage. The kitchen staff, I mean. Around 10 o'clock, you start to see some of the staff leaving for the day. And right about 10:30, a car pulls up behind the place and just sits there and waits. It's a nice car.
I'm gonna write down its license plate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I see those plates on it?
Yeah. So you got the license plate. And after you calculate that to get from the back door of the restaurant to the car would take 15, 20 seconds if somebody's walking out, unless they stop and smoke a cigarette or something. And in fact, after, somewhere, let's say around 10:15 or so, the back door opens. You see a couple of big guys step out, followed by Johnny Chen. Somebody locks up the restaurant, and they all stand there for a minute and start to smoke.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm not seen, that I'm
Okay, they don't see you.
Okay.
And you hear them laughing about something, but they are speaking Chinese to one another.
And how many of them are there?
3.
the 2 bodyguards and Chin.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do much because I'm in the car.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything. You
Can't
did
do
see the lights turn off in the restaurant.
Yeah, I'll stay in the car. Just stay
Okay.
where I am.
You figure average cigarette smoking, you got about 5 minutes before they're done smoking, and then they'll get in their car and probably leave.
We don't have enough evidence at this point to hold them if we arrest them. So I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. So they smoke their cigarettes, and you notice he says something to the two big guys, and they give him a wave, and they walk down the street towards the subway, and he starts to get into he starts to move like he's going to get into the car.
And his bodyguards have walked away from him now?
Yeah, they've gone around the corner.
Okay, at this point, I think I want to stop. I think what just
What do you want to do?
well, I'm debating if whether I want to just get him to I don't know.
He is by himself.
Yeah, but things could get ugly real quick.
Yeah, all he has to do is holler, and those boys will be back.
Well, you got just a split second.
We could wait for him to leave and then try and search the restaurant in his office and whatnot. But I don't know if he leaves any evidence in there. It wouldn't be very smart.
All right, I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Mr. Chen, all right, whatever, screw it.
Yeah,
He turns around and looks over at you and goes, detective. Did you learn anything?
Yeah, mind stepping away from the vehicle?
Why would I do that?
Oh, because we heard that you were, in fact, the producer of our new the Witch's Hour, I think is what it's called.
The hour of the witch.
Yeah, thanks, Detective Winkler.
I'll try and repeat it in Chinese, but I probably realize it. Just like
yeah, Mr. Winkler, don't try to do Chinese. It's awful. I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of this drug. Are you saying somebody told you this? Who?
Oh, but you don't know any of the lowlives, so.
Yeah, I see you wouldn't know him.
Look, I'll tell you what. It's not what you think. It's not really much of a drug.
Okay, so what is it?
There's an old family friend, and I mean old. His name is Yen Long. We call him Master Yen Long. He's got a sort of an office, but it's more of a he sleeps there as well. It's a warehouse down by the wharf. But it's not what you think. He's not selling drugs. He gives those away.
Why does he do that?
I don't know. It's supposed to help you sleep. He's an old apothecary type.
Home remedies.
Okay, so why all the trouble? Why not just tell us?
Well, that's all I got to say. I don't know anything else. You can go try to talk to him. I'm sure he's just a nice old man. He's a friend of the family. That's why I didn't say anything. But it's not any kind of dangerous drug or anything.
And by chance, you visit him at all often?
Nope. I've seen him once or twice in the past, but
quite the family friend. But have you seen anything? And I'm going to kind of describe the rock to him.
I don't know.
Just watch his expression. All right.
Clue what you're talking about. So that's all I can give you. But you look. Can I go?
Look, we hate bothering you. We know you don't like bothering us. Just hoping that we can keep sticking out of each other's hair, okay?
All right, Lieutenant.
As long as everybody keeps playing nice.
So he gets back into his car and his chauffeur drives him away. And poor Walters is sitting there in the car.
Oh, I'm asleep. I've fallen asleep.
Would you like to go see Master
I'm gonna
Yin-Long?
go. Yeah, I'm gonna bang on his window because I see he's asleep when we walk up.
Okay, if you bang on the window, I just like, what the? I literally pull my gun and like, what the?
I'd appreciate if you don't shoot me, Walters.
Easy, Walters.
Jesus Christ, Wachowski. Fucking.
Well, I
hell.
could say the same to you. Why are you falling asleep on the job?
Well, you took your goddamn time. That's what it was. Nothing was fucking happening out here. So I decided to take a nap. I was a bit tired, okay?
Yeah,
Well, just be glad it was us who came knocking on the window.
wakey, we got a new place to go.
What
Do
if,
either of you gentlemen know how to pick locks?
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
nope, no. I can barely pick a lock, man. Barely do that shit.
I give
Nah.
it a try.
Oh, yeah, so what did you find out, guys?
Get into his back office and let's go. Otherwise, I don't want to be busting his property.
What did you find
I'll
out?
make it terribly obvious that we were
What did he give
some
you?
further stooping. He gave us a name and a location. Apparently, he says that there was an old family friend of his, this old gentleman down by the wharves, who's been handing out
Master Yin-Long.
what he called it was a medicine out to people to help them sleep, he said.
Yeah, a remedy for insomnia. I'm going to go ahead and... or do we still have that book, or it's back in evidence, isn't it?
The book, the insomnia book?
Yeah, the book on insomnia. Or
Yeah, you're not walking around with it.
Yeah.
So it's Yen Long. He seems like he's some kind of old-fashioned Chinese shaman or something like that. I don't know.
Shaman?
No.
I don't know. He's making home remedies. I mean,
Well, you mentioned the home remedies, and
it's called the Hour of the Witch.
Whatever remedy he's given, it's resulted in the deaths of at least of what we know of 8 people.
So it's not harmless like Chin said it was.
should we head to his then?
No, I want to see if we can get into Chen's office.
All right. Well,
I want to see if he has any more information about this. But
I'll
I'm not
take
feeling it's
a-
all going to be in Chinese.
take a look at the back door then.
Well, we can't. I'm not leaving the car here. I'll stay in the car. Fuck's sake.
Hopefully it was a good dream. And I'll start heading back to the back door again.
So you're going back to the back door of the restaurant?
Hold on, Winkler.
All right.
We can't leave the car here.
This is his turf. He might have, by this point, called somebody to watch.
You don't
I
know
know
who
that's-
We really
that's
want
a
to
good point.
Let's just go visit Yan.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably some guy with a freaking axe down that alleyway right now.
Yep. No nap for you, Walters. Let's go.
Yeah, I just drive off.
All right. So it's late. We'll say it's around 11. When you pull into the wharf areas, and the wharf, there are a number of Asian people working out there. They're loading and unloading stuff off of boats, and the work goes on all night long. There are hundreds of warehouses. You know the general area, but there is Chinese lettering on a lot of the warehouses.
All right.
And there are workers all over the place. I mean, not everywhere, but
Right. Well, I want to find one and ask him if he knows a Yan Long.
The first few that you find, they pretend like they don't understand what you're saying. But after a while, you get a hold of somebody, and you keep saying Yin Long, and his response to you is Yin Long How, and he points at a warehouse down the street with a it's kind of painted red, and he points at it, and that's all you get. That's the only response you get out of him.
Shishi.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, I guess. I guess we head to where he pointed, I guess.
Yep. Go to that warehouse.
Let's
go. It's a standard looking warehouse. It's about 11:15 or so. And there's a single light bulb next to the door, and the door is closed. You think, however, that you can see on the second, because it's a tall warehouse, you can see that towards the back, in the back there is light.
Is the door locked?
The door is locked.
Okay. Well, do we knock? Shall we just knock, guys? Might as well try it. I'll just go ahead and knock.
I don't think he has anything to fear from us.
Okay. You knock on the door a couple times, and after a couple of seconds, a little sort of window opens at the top, and somebody's inside looking out, and they say, yes. With a rather thick Chinese accent.
We're looking for Yen Long.
Bring the badge up.
It closes, and you hear some rustling around for a second, and then the door opens. And this does not look like an old guy. This looks like another bodyguard type. And he says, in very broken English, you are looking for Yinglong Hao?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Come with me. So he takes you inside, and you can see that it's pretty much an empty warehouse. He closes the door behind you and takes you up a set of stairs on the side of towards the side of the inside, up to a platform and across it, and there are where the foreman's offices and stuff like that would be. And he opens up the door and says something in Chinese to a little old man who is sitting on a carpet on the floor towards the back of the room. There is a door behind him. It's not a door. It's a doorway with little beads hanging down, and he has a little teapot and a little thing to make hot tea, and he has a number of different very Asian looking things around him. It looks like you just stepped into a Chinese restaurant. Well, you know what I mean. It's all decorated that way, and he has a long beard and mustache, and his eyebrows are long. He's bald, and he looks up and he says, "Yes, gentlemen, what can I do for you, please?"
Well, Master Long, we seem to be having some trouble sleeping.
Yes, you have trouble sleeping?
Yes, we heard you had something that could help with that.
Indeed I do.
And I'll flash a bit of US green. I'm trying to be all charming with him and pleasant.
And he says, "Please, sit." And he points for you to sit. Now the bodyguard has moved to where he's next to him, but standing.
I do have a question for you, sir, before we get down to business. Well, a friend of ours may have came and got some stuff off of you. William O'Dwyer Jr., the mayor's son.
I don't ask for names.
Sure? Are you sure? Not even...
Walter's just... Hold on a minute.
Go ahead. Go on then, Winkler. Show him the money.
Yeah, I'll show him some money. And I'll be, are you sure you haven't seen a couple of well-to-do white boys, probably around 20, coming in here, possibly together?
He looks at your money and he says, there's no need for your money. He says, what you desire is given freely.
Oh, well, thank you.
Tell me about your dreams.
My
really
dreams.
You want to know our dreams?
Yes, when you dream, what do you dream about?
Every time I've been stabbed, over and over again, on repeat.
And now you can't sleep.
I can't sleep. Wake up in a cold sweat, screaming sometimes.
Snakes. Rooms full of snakes. All the time.
And you?
Same dream.
I'm just here to make sure these two don't get themselves hurt.
There's nothing that would ever hurt you here. And he reaches down and he has kind of a bundle and he undoes it and he takes out 2 little packets that have the red dragon symbol on them. And he hands them to you. He says, these are Chinese herbs. Put them in some tea and drink them and you should be able to sleep soundly.
Can I ask, what's the, why is it a three-eyed dragon, may I ask?
Yes, it's all symbol.
It represents dreaming.
Okay.
Another question for you. Would you have any idea of why 8 people would be found dead with the substance of yours?
All in a circle.
I have no idea.
Well, thank you. This should help me and my colleague here sleep, hopefully.
This should allow you to dream quite vividly.
Okay, now what if they take it in proximity to a certain stone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll describe the stone to him again. Where does Drip is? Does that ring any bells?
It means nothing to me, no.
I want to do a psychology on him. Just.
All right. Go ahead.
Nope, I failed.
No, seems like.
Look, I'm sorry, Mr. Long, but due to the nature of the deaths and with this substance that you've handed us being in close proximity, I'm going to have to take you down to the station for some questioning.
Oh, well, gentlemen. And he sets whatever he has down, his cup, and he stands up and he says, there's no need for anything like that. I've answered your questions. I know nothing about any kind of murders or deaths or magic rocks. And I'll have to ask you now to leave. And he immediately turns and goes through the beaded curtain. And his
Can I catch a glance as the beads are falling back down, or is it just dark?
No, it looks like there's maybe candles or something lit in there.
Something is not right here, boys. Is there just the one guard?
Yes, yeah. And he then moves in front of the beaded curtain.
I know what I'm thinking, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
I really want to know what's behind that curtain.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm sorry, son. I won't have to ask you to move out of the way.
He just looks at you.
Yeah, I pull my jacket to the side and just put my hand on my gun. I'm just saying, we're going to need you to move to the side now.
He looks at you and he just like he's not afraid of your gun.
I look at Walters.
You gotta let us pass, sir. Police business. I don't believe your boss here has been honest here. So
he ain't moving.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll go to punch him. I gotta try and knock him out.
All right. Do a brawl roll.
It's actually the only thing I'm actually good at. So, other than intimidation, 25 out of 55. That's a hard. Yeah.
All right. You hit him pretty good, and you sucker punch him.
Yeah, I had my trusty belt round my knuckles.
At which point, you hit him. You do some damage to him, and he comes back and tries to punch you in the face. Do you want to try to dodge, or
I'll try to hit? Punch? I'll try to get in a punch.
All right.
15.
That's what he got. He got a 15. That is amazing. I forget how that resolves. Well, you were trying to hit him.
Well, it depends if it's an extreme success versus a hard success.
Well, it's a hard success.
It's a hard.
Yeah.
So that means that Walters is going to get hit because the attacker gets the advantage there. So since they both got a hard, the attacker still gets the hit.
All right. So he hits you, and he does. No, 4 points of damage.
I'm fine. No,
right. What do the two of you want to do now?
I've drawn my gun.
Yeah, I'm drawing my gun.
You're under arrest.
Boys.
Put your hands on your head. Get on your knees. All that good stuff.
Okay. This battle is going on. So,
boys, I've got this thing. I've got this, boys. Don't you worry. I go in for another punch with my belt.
All right.
If he says I got it, I'm not going to shoot the guy. Unless I have to.
10. Fuck. What is going on with my rolls?
No, you got him. You said 10?
Yep, 10.
Yeah, he got a 98. So go ahead and roll some damage on him.
Yeah, as they're tussling, have they moved away from just directly in front?
Yeah, they're rolling around.
I'm running past it through the beads.
Yeah, I'm slipping in there too.
You step past the two brawling men through the beads.
I did 5 damage.
You did 5 damage?
I have a damage.
Your damage bonus. I forgot about that. All right. You clock him pretty hard. He goes down to the ground. The two of you step through the curtains, and it's a small room. There is a mattress on the floor. There are a couple of other rooms that lead off of it with doors on them. You don't see the old man anywhere, and there are candles lit here and there. It looks like there are some Chinese scrolls. There's stuff you'd expect to see, in an old guy's house, bedroom, whatever. But he's not there. He could have gone through one of the other doors.
Right. So I'm going to go start with the first one on the left. I'm going to kick it open.
Okay. First one on the left. It's like it's set out like a small bedroom. There are a couple of cots but there's nobody there.
And while he's checking that one, I'll be checking the next one.
Same thing. Gives you the impression almost of a opium den with no people in it.
All right, well, just keep kicking doors.
Well, that's it. There's just those 2 doors.
Oh, and there's nobody's in here?
There's nobody in there.
Is there a fire escape?
No, there's no windows.
He went somewhere.
Where is he?
I'm going to go ahead and search about in that room for any what would look like maybe a trap door on the floor or something like that. He went somewhere. He didn't just vanish into thin air.
Okay, do a spot hidden for me.
26. So no, yeah, just regular success.
Regular success. You search around, you look under the mattress, you look at the wall paneling and the floorboards, and you don't find anything.
Same with the other room?
Well, Wachowski, you do a spot hidden.
That's good. Not failed. 62.
You failed?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't find anything. All right, back to the fight. You've hit him pretty hard and stunned him. What else? He's going to try and swing at you.
Yeah, I'm again gonna try to get a swing in.
Yeah, he got an 87.
Well, I'm gonna try to swing.
Oh yeah, go ahead and see if you get him.
What the hell is going? 03.
Okay, you clock him good.
Fucking Jesus.
Let's just say that you knock him out. So
Yeah,
he's now laying on the floor. Knocked out.
My tie's like around here.
And you've seen the other.
Ain't that a
two
kick to the head?
Fucking Jesus, that took a long time. Whew, I kick him a couple of times.
Okay, Walters?
Yeah.
In fact, it
fucking
only
ass.
took about 3 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and you see that they've gone into the other room.
Yeah. I kick his body, then walk up, and I'm like, he's dealt with, guys.
Well, it looks like Mr. Long has skipped out on us.
Where to, though?
Shit, I didn't.
I don't
cuff
know,
the guy.
Winkler.
I need to go back and cuff the guy. I forgot to fucking do it.
Okay, Detective Walters, you turn around and walk back out to cuff him, and he's gone.
Shit. Fuck. I punch.
Where did he go?
I punch the wall. Fuck, I don't fucking know.
The wall doesn't mind.
All right, is the packet still there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to gather those up.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the station.
No. Where the fuck did he go? He was
I
unconscious.
don't know, Walters, you tell me. I don't...
Is there any back way out? Through that way? Is there any...
We checked both doors. I didn't really check both of the smaller rooms, I guess.
Well, we're going to go back through the rest of the warehouse on our way back to the car, so...
All right.
Have you tried
It was mostly empty, so...
Have you tried looking under anything? Sometimes some drug
Look, they
dealers
were all
like-
cots. You can see underneath them. There's no hiding in there.
Where the fuck did they go?
I don't know. Let's keep an eye out as we're leaving.
All right. You begin to realize as you leave that the room, that the whole warehouse itself is, it's empty. The structures that you were just in are actually built inside the warehouse. There's no access to the outside of the warehouse unless you go down the stairs across the room and go out the door that you guys came in. And you see no evidence of anybody doing that. So either they vanished into thin air or they're still in the warehouse somewhere. But there's no apparent place they could be.
They have to be in the warehouse. They couldn't have... He's a fucking old man and he was unconscious. What the fuck?
And see, in the structure, there's nothing like underneath, because we went upstairs to get inside of it. So is there anything underneath it?
Not really. just pole metal poles that hold the structure up. You could store stuff underneath it, but there's nothing in it.
I'll check. Yeah, just check the floor with the flashlight, see if there's any trapdoors or anything underneath there.
And it's a fairly large warehouse, so there could be a way out. Maybe there's a trick door somewhere or a window. There's windows high up in the warehouse, but they're 2 stories above the ground.
Yeah. Well, I'll do a walk around, see if I see anything.
Same.
You walk around for a half an hour or so, and you don't find anything. There are other doors in the warehouse leading out, but they're all locked from the inside.
Fuck. God damn it. I want leads fucking gone in the wind. I want an actual useful lead.
And where did the big guy go too? I mean, he just disappeared.
When I should have cuffed him. That was my bad. I should have fucking cuffed him.
He probably still would have got up and ran. Maybe not so easily or quickly.
Well, staying here being frustrated about it isn't going to help us any.
No.
Let's get going.
I agree.
It's probably about 12:30 when you leave the warehouse.
AM.
I suggest we go back, write a report up, and then go to bed. Go home, go to bed, get some sleep.
That seems reasonable to me.
Agreed.
Who wants to write the report?
Well, you don't have a report until you're done.
Yeah, we don't have anything to write yet, so.
All right. So you go home, you go to sleep. What do you do with the drugs?
Well, I put it back in evidence.
Okay.
At least anything I had, those 2 were handed.
I didn't keep mine. I put it in evidence.
You are aware that tomorrow morning, they should have an analysis of what the drug is available for you. So you go home, you go to sleep, nothing particularly interesting happens. Maybe you have some weird dreams about whatever knives and fights and scars that you
and
rooms full of snakes.
More like rooms full of intestines at this point. Today's been quite a day.
Getting chased
The
out of
intestines turn into
place I
snakes.
grew.
The next morning you go in and you get to the precinct office, and the chemical analysis for the stuff comes back, and they tell you that it's just a combination of different kinds of herbs and is mostly tea.
What?
Or a tea derivative of some sort.
It's
Then why are they shooting it up?
What the fuck is going on with this case?
Well, let's check on our other. I'm going to call the museum.
See if she's gotten anything on that rock.
Museum reports they don't have a clue what it is.
Me.
And we couldn't scratch it. Finding out what's...
It's a very interesting stone.
We need to find that old fucking man again.
Yeah, we do, but I don't believe he'll be showing up to that warehouse anytime soon. Not after we knock his bodyguard out and threaten to arrest him.
Does anyone fancy going back to Chen? Because I really don't.
I don't think Chen will be too happy with us after we bullied his older friend.
True. You might want to stay away from his area for now.
But he definitely knows what's going on.
Fuck. Well, maybe we should chase up that Sean Delancey, his family.
Yeah, we haven't really looked that up at all yet.
All you know, what the precinct sort of knows about Sean is that he was just a friend, And maybe, just like boys do, they got into some rough stuff.
All right, with that chemical analysis from this morning, and the because I'm assuming we're back at the precinct now, so and that book on insomnia remedies, can I cross-reference those two and see if one of them happens to match, like the different ingredients that are in?
Yeah, doesn't seem like there's anything like this.
Okay, so maybe he was looking for what it's made of.
They aren't able to identify everything in it either, just because it looks like Chinese herbs of some sort.
Gotcha.
It's all organic.
Fuck me. Ugh.
Now, a little bit more. The substances found in the dead bodies was for the majority heroin. But they didn't die of the heroin overdose. They died of blood loss from cutting open their own stomachs, pulling out their own intestines, and wrapping them around that stone in the middle of the room.
What the fuck?
How about we try introducing some of the substance to the stone? Weird rock, maybe there's some kind of chemical reaction that changed their behavior.
Weird rock, weird chemical.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Can't hurt.
Got nothing
Can
else.
it?
Right?
And I just look horridly at it. Can it? All right. Well,
Yeah. Let's try it. Why
So
not?
are you going to try to retrieve the stone, or are you going to try to do your experiment at the museum?
I get. We should.
Well,
maybe
I mean,
in the museum, as it might be they'll have a controlled environment probably for this.
possibly.
All right. So you spend a couple of hours, you go over there, you do some sort of a weird experiment with the stone and the tea, nothing.
Yep.
We are missing one thing. That's the 9th person. Who were they?
Actually, I think the thing we're missing here, remember the old man said, or not the old man, but the guy said that most people do it during, it's the hour of the witch, so maybe at
1 a.m.
1 a.m. or
Oh, God.
3 a.m. or
I think he actually said midnight.
midnight, yeah.
I do have one idea, but it's stupid, and I don't think we should actually do it. But maybe one of us should actually try it at midnight.
You feel free to do that, Walters.
Yes, Walters.
I'm not
I also
touching
had this idea, but I immediately dismissed it.
It's the only thing I can think of right now. Fuck me.
How is it? And that's going to help you find this old man because...
Well, it won't. It will just at least help us understand what we're dealing with, maybe.
You know, I've arrested plenty of people shooting up heroin, and I never had to shoot up heroin myself, Walters.
Yeah, but this is tea. It's not heroin. It's tea. As far as we're aware.
heroin.
Yeah. That'll be fine. Nah. We're not doing it. Fuck it. But we need something.
We do need something because we have nothing.
Tom is just like...
I thought, what an interesting turn.
My character is probably thinking, if we can't find anything in the next half hour, he will do it. And he will actually just take one for the team.
I don't want to influence you, but either way, I can deal with that.
Okay.
It'll be interesting either way. So, go ahead.
Wachowski Winkler, any better ideas than one of us actually trying the substance?
Going and having breakfast. That's a better idea than.
That's an incredible idea, Winkler.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, you go have breakfast.
Maybe we get some food on our stomach. It'll help the thinking process.
Yeah, let's
9
do that.
chairs, 8 bodies.
No, okay, so we're missing one. There was one person there who didn't kill themselves. Or at least we think there was. Because there was 9 chairs. There's the initials PDS on the note. We still don't know who that is.
Well, and you do know that the PDS note was at the next to the chair that was
It
empty.
was empty.
And Yen disappeared from his warehouse mysteriously. Fuck me.
Do an idea roll.
Thank you.
How did we do that?
Oh, fuck me. I got a 99.
Well, wow, you have the idea to drink the tea again.
Idea, yeah.
That's like a great plan.
Like, I'm
I
like,
got a 38, which is a hard success.
Wachowski Winkler, I'm taking the tea. I'm doing
What's
it.
what do I do? The
An
is
idea roll is an
It's
intelligence.
the same as intelligence. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I got a 72, which is awesome.
Okay.
But
Well,
I got a hard success.
as you guys are sitting around the table eating breakfast, Wachowski, it occurs to you that whoever this PDS is, this terrible poet, he probably needs more of the drug.
We need to stake out the warehouse.
We already did that.
No.
Yeah.
Not to get the old man. To get somebody who shows up looking for the drug.
Oh, PDS.
Yes, exactly.
And if all else fails, I'll take the drug.
Walters,
Walter, you seem very keen on that idea, my friend.
I'm sure we can rustle up a teapot for you, but it's a bad idea.
Well, we can just wander in the warehouse. There's a teapot in there, probably.
All right.
Yes, let's make our way to the warehouse. Finish up breakfast real quick.
All right. Finish up breakfast, and are you going to stake out the warehouse all day?
Well, we don't know when he's gonna drop by.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Nothing happens during the day. The evening rolls around. You guys order McDonald's. They deliver it directly to your car. The way they did
In 1947, that's incredible. That's amazing.
the donut wagon comes around. Somewhere around, well, you guys are really staked out for a long time. Very tired. But sometime around 11:30 at night, you see a car pull up, and this it's fairly dark. It's hard to see, but you see this little fellow get out, dressed in a fedora business suit. Well, a suit. Of course, remember it's freezing cold. Still dead of winter. There's still snow on the ground. You see him go up to the door and knock. And it actually looks like he uses some sort of a little knock, 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 whatever. And you see the little thing open up and close, and he goes inside.
Pay attention to that.
Is the car running still?
No, it's parked. Lights are turned off.
I'm gonna pay attention.
But
to
it
that
looked like
knock.
a white guy. It didn't look like an Asian.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the car.
Okay.
Is it unlocked?
It is unlocked.
Okay, well, I want to rummage through it real quick, looking for
Okay.
papers or stuff.
I'm
Okay.
gonna note.
Go ahead and do a spot hidden.
Cover me.
I'm-
02.
I'm standing with my gun ready.
Registration is on the steering column with little springs around it to hold it on there. And you can see that the car is registered to a Mr. Philip DeSanix. DeSano, DeSanix.
EDS.
Yep.
I say we kick down the door. Get straight in.
Or we just wait.
We could do
Yes.
it. Ambush him.
Well, I mean, last time we went in there, yeah, that turned out wonderfully. So
No. Let's just wait again. Wait it is.
Okay. It's 11:30. Nobody comes out.
no, unless he's taking the
5,
drug in there, like it.
11:45. Nobody comes out.
All right, Walters, I like your idea.
Yep, I'm kicking the door
Getting
down.
more appealing.
I gotta kick the door down.
Well, is the outer door locked?
I'm not even gonna.
It is.
Do you want me to try and do it quietly before you just kick it?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Sure.
You,
All right.
you stopped me mid-kick. I'm literally about to just
I'm gonna
kick.
open my jacket and pull out a few little tools and fail with a 76. No, it's a
You
hard
fiddle
one.
with the lock and nothing happens.
A street cat suddenly joins us as well.
All right, Walters, it's all you.
Okay. Mine out the way. And then I just kick it. So, strength, I'm assuming?
Yeah, use your strength.
30, which is definitely a pass.
Yeah,
It's
that's better
hard.
than half, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a hard. You kick it right where the lock is, and it pops right out, and the door swings open. When it does, the same guy that you beat up last night was sitting right next to the door in a chair, and you surprise him. What do you?
I honestly, I'm gonna blackjack him.
Well, actually, you can't because you just kicked in the door.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna try to blackjack him.
Okay.
Pistol whip him. Although 39, that's not good enough because my brawl's not good.
Okay. So you swing at him. He actually falls off the chair onto the ground. Winkler, what do you do?
I'm gonna immediately pull my gun and point it at his face. Say, "Don't move," and then allow them to come in beside me.
All right. So
So
he's
an
actually
intimidator.
lying on the floor, and he's got his hands like this.
Yeah, and I just got like a gun straight at him. Just don't move,
All right. He's
and
not
allowing them to go out, beside me into the
All right.
warehouse.
So the two of you are in the warehouse. You can see up the stairs. There's lights in there, like before, just light, dim, candle light. It's not so dim, but it's not an electric light.
Okay, well, I'm going. Flashlight, pistol. We're going.
And I'm gonna go about trying to handcuff Big Boy here
All right.
with my gun pointed at him the whole time, just like.
I'm not going to make you roll a dexterity roll. You managed to handcuff him. You got his hands behind his back, and he's face down.
Gotcha. Oh,
Detective Wachowski, you're heading up the stairs, and Detective Walters, what are you doing?
I'm following Wachowski.
Okay. All right, you get to the top of the stairs and go across the platform, and you're at the door. As you recall from last night, it wasn't locked.
Yep, so I'm bursting through it.
Yeah, and I've got his back.
When you burst through it, Wing Long Hao is standing there, and he turns and he looks at you and he says, you've come back, gentlemen.
Yeah, and you're under arrest.
He's like, I understand. Just one moment, please.
Nope.
Very, very quickly, he turns and goes through the beaded curtains.
I'm immediately just running
I'll
after him.
I've run inside.
All right. You run through the beaded curtains, and there's nobody.
What the heck? Is there anybody in the rooms?
I just shoot him.
Left room or right room?
Left.
What?
Walter's got the right.
I'll take the right.
You open up the left-hand room, and there is a man. He's lying on one of the cots. He looks like he's asleep. Next to him looks like there was a cup of tea. And he has in his hand a notepad and a pen, but it looks like he's asleep.
Has he written anything?
You're just at the door.
I'm going in.
Do a spot hidden for me.
45 is just barely pass.
Okay. You walk over to him, and it doesn't look like he's written anything on the pad, but he's kind of twitching. Detective Walters, you're right behind him.
I went in the right room.
Okay, there's nothing in there.
Then I'll be behind.
Walter's helping with this.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You come around. Detective Walters, do a spot hidden.
98.
Wow.
I've gone blind. So...
Winkler, you're muted. We didn't hear that.
You guys good up there? I got him handcuffed down here.
It'd be a little hard to hear you, so.
It echoes. You can
It
hear
echoes.
it from a distance. All right. So you're standing over. You're standing over this guy. Both of you do a listen roll.
That's a 30 out of 50. So.
Actually,
I failed.
I'm at Walters and Wachowski.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
68.
failed.
Oh boy.
I got 58 out of 25.
All right. What do you do?
I'm going to. Well, let's get this guy out of here.
Yeah. I'll lift him up.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah, I'll lift him.
Oh, you're going to try to lift him up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have to touch him.
All right, Walters. Good luck. Have fun picking him up.
All right. When you reach for his body, he's not quite there. It's like your hand moves just a little bit, like he's a thick ghost.
What's the hold of Walters?
I mean, you can sort of feel him, but you can sort of not feel him.
Wachowski, you'll see that I'm like shaking now. I'm very shaken. Oh,
Walters, what's the? Am I seeing this happen? Like his hands, like.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wachowski?
I'll shine my flashlight directly on him. Does he see him?
His eyes are rolled up into the back of his head, and he's making all sorts of facial grimaces, like he's saying something, but there's no sound. You also notice that there's a kind of glow. Do a spot hidden.
Oh, I will have pulled back my hand.
Oh, 5.
Oh, fuck off. 98 again.
Actually, you guys can both do sanity rolls as well.
Yeah.
When we get back to you.
That's what I thought. 03 on the sanity.
Just take 1 point if you make it. If you don't make it, 1d4.
98. On the...
I'd say just take 4 points.
Yeah.
You're badly shaken, and you step back. And Wachowski, you sort of step back too. And as you step back, you suddenly notice that the ceiling right over the guy is moving. It's like there's a hole in the ceiling and everything is sort of swirling around it, and there's light and colors that are playing right up to the center, which is just black, like a hole.
Is that what caused the sanity roll, or should we make another one?
Yeah, you can do another sanity roll on that.
Pretty insane. 62 is still good.
Fuck's sake. 99. Oh no.
Okay. Walters, I think you take another 4 points. Detective Wachowski, you just take another. You're going to take 2 points for that one.
Yep. Is that a temporary insanity? The 4 and 2 separate back-to-backs, or no?
They have to be in a single roll. However, if you get more than 20% of your total, if you lose 20%, so
yeah, it's indefinite.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought if there was something where it's like if you lose enough sanity within a certain like 5 minutes or something.
It's supposed to be each round. So
okay.
So you're shaken, but Walters seems to be even more shaken. He's taken a couple of steps back. What do you do?
I'm one away from
think about it for a second. Detective Winkler. You hear a couple of yelps from upstairs.
Does it sound like the male voices of my
Patriots? I mean, it sounds like they're, what the fuck? You know, that's...
Oh. Don't. I'm going to look at the guy down on the ground and say, don't even think of fucking moving. I will shoot you when I see you next time. And run off up the stairs.
Right. You run up the stairs and you run into the room. Do a spot hidden.
Oh, man, it's a 76. That's Bill.
Do you want to do some luck? Or I don't know how much you need.
Oh, no. That's, it's going to be a...
Well, you see both of them standing there looking wide-eyed and dumbfounded at something. In the back room, the left-hand room.
I'm gonna start looking around for what they're looking at.
Well, when you do that, you see that there is this vortex of light and darkness
right
over the guy and in the ceiling.
What in the world is that?
And he's twitching, you know.
The gentleman laying down his twist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up at that and then look back down at him and look over what's Walters and Wachowski. They're just standing there in shock and awe.
Walters is almost on the verge of peeing his pants, standing over against the wall.
A little bit of sick might have come out.
Trying to figure out what the hell to do.
I might have thrown up as well. Who knows? It's
not gross.
All right. Do I notice?
Oh, and you can do some sanity, Winkler.
Okay. Oh, 02. Oh, no, that's 20. Not 02. That's 20.
Okay.
My bad. But that's a pass, I believe. It's just something lower than your insanity,
just
right?
Take a couple of points because you were kind of expecting to see something weird.
Gotcha.
Okay. Is he on a cot?
Yes.
Okay. Winkler.
Yes.
We can't touch him, but grab one end of the cot. I'm grabbing the other. We're hauling this guy out of here.
Why can't we touch him? And I'll go ahead and be doing what he told me to do anyways, but asking, why can't we touch him? And,
if I could explain that to you, I would be a much smarter man than I am.
All right.
You okay, Walters?
You grab the cot, and it's heavy, like there's somebody lying on it. And when you move it, it feels almost like the cot is like you're trying to move it through something thick, but it moves, and the guy moves along with it. And after you've moved it maybe 2 feet, the vortex disappears, and the guy just suddenly falls limp on the bed.
Can we pick him up now?
Yeah, he's there, and he's sort of what the. He's like half awake.
Oh my god! What the fuck
Yeah.
was that?
Well, that's to know we're going to need to take you in for some questioning.
What? Who are you?
NYPD.
Detective Winkler.
The police? What the hell are the
Yes.
police doing here?
I actually go up to this guy and I grab him by the scruff of his collar, like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck?
What do you
Walters, back off.
want?
I was
What do you want?
Well, a little note of yours was found near the dead bodies of 8 other people, so we're taking you into custody.
Bit of a poet, are we?
Well, I'm a writer. Yeah, I was hired. I was hired to do this to take notes on what I saw
By who?
by Mr. Pearson.
Look, okay, we'll handle this more at the station. Let's go.
I pull him up by his collar and I cuff him.
All right.
And I force it. There's no compassion.
The hell was coming out of that ceiling?
He seems terrified by your treatment of him,
I'm
and also
terrified with him.
and also the bodyguard has disappeared again. Your cuffs are lying on the ground, right where.
What? But he was right here. I even cuffed him. I'll pick up my cuffs and put them back, and that's wow.
All right. So
Basic Houdini.
So you take him back to the precinct house, and he seems rattled. Okay. And you get him back there. What are you going to do?
So you said somebody hired you to write this, what you saw?
Are you going to interrogate him?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
says, yeah. He says, there's this fella, Alejandro Pearson. He's a rich guy, you know. And he told me where to get this drug that would let me have really vivid dreams, and he wanted me to write down what happened, what I saw.
Where can I find this Alejandro?
He says, well, you know, he's a big shot. You know, you can find him. Here's his address. This, you know, I know where he lives. And he's like he's kind of, you know, like some sort of I don't know, like a guru or something.
Right.
What can you tell us about the very odd stone we happened to find near your note underneath a large pile of intestines?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you recall anything about the night of the 7th?
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know what happened there.
I slam my fist on the table and
Try your hardest.
fucking
Look.
tell us.
Look, we needed more people to try the drug so that I could get farther in. It kind of,
Farther in what?
well, it kind of opens up a doorway in your mind. And when you go through, it's like a whole nother world. And we wanted to make the door bigger, so we needed more people, 9 people. And when I woke up, oh my God, everyone was, oh my God. So I just got the hell out of there.
Why did you need to make the door bigger?
Well, I wanted to go farther in. I wanted to see deeper. There were things in there. There was a forest, and there was something in there flying around, and I couldn't see it, but it sometimes it chased me.
Something floating around chasing you. periodically.
Explain to me one thing. They all killed themselves.
Yeah,
Except you did. Except you. Why? Why?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
All right,
Perhaps
look.
it's 'cause
In
he's the
any of what you
travel-
saw, does this look familiar? I want to show him the rock.
He says that. Well, you have the rock.
No, that's still back at the Natural History Museum.
He explains about the rock. He describes.
You know what? He says you describe the rock. Yeah, he says I don't know what that is, but maybe Pearson would know. I mean, this is all his idea.
All right, well, we'll go talk to Mr. Pearson then, and you're just gonna sit tight.
Yeah, we don't want to run around looking for you again.
You're not going anywhere with your magic tricks. Fucking freak.
Oh, and also, sorry, one more question. The person who you got the drugs from, who was that?
Vinglong Han? I'm sorry, Vinglong Hao? Just the old guy.
Know anything about him, his habits?
I don't know. He's an old Chinese guy. I mean, that's where you found me.
Fuck you. We go. Let's go. We gotta go to pit.
Walter's just
I don't give a shit about this kid anymore. He's a fucking freak. He made me. My hands went through him. Fuck you.
Your hands went through it. What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck
Walters. We're gonna go now.
I punched the wall and I storm out.
Do you really upset him?
Apparently.
I hope you're telling us everything.
I hope his hand's okay. Don't know what the walls are made out of.
All right. So you've got the address for Alejandro Pearson.
That's where we're going.
Alejandro Pearson lives in the penthouse of a tenement that's right on the edge of Central Park. So it is a very expensive, very nice penthouse. In order to get up to that penthouse, you have to, I don't know if there's security there. The security calls upstairs. Says, Mr. Pearson, there are some detectives here to speak to you. And he's like, oh, what do they want? And I says, well, they won't tell me. They want to speak with you. He says, well, send them up. So you go up, and when you step out of the elevator, you're in a kind of a lobby. And up ahead of you are two large wooden double doors. It's a very fancy hotel. There are flower arrangements in the halls and stuff like that. And you go up to the doors.
Oh, I'm gonna knock.
All right. You knock on the doors, and the door is answered by a butler. And he's like, you're the detectives? Please come inside. Now, the place, the decor of the place is fairly modern for 1947, but there's definitely an occult feel. There's some weird art, and there's some weird looking statues, and the colors are kind of bizarre. Lots of black. And after a few moments, a man in a black sort of dressing gown, a smoking jacket, it's a black with gold trim on it. He comes out. He looks rather distinguished. He comes out and he says, you're from the NYPD. What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Yeah, well, we have a couple of questions for you about a person named Philip Desano.
Mr. Desano, please come inside, won't you? And he says, I hired Mr. Desano to do a writing project for me. It has to do with dream research. Please, can we get you anything?
No, I'll be We'll be fine.
Fine.
I am a studier of various occult traditions and so forth. What has happened? I don't understand.
Mr. Pearson, are you aware that 8 people were found dead participating with your associate, Mr. Pisano,
I'm
on the
sorry.
night of the 7th?
Participating in what?
Your dream research.
We assume.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I don't understand. What do you mean participating in my? I asked Mr. Pearson to record his dreams, to write them down, and to bring them back to me when he, after a period of time, a week or two. What other people are you talking about?
Look, Mr. Desano decided that in order to go deeper into these studies, he got 8 other individuals to take the sleeping agent at the same time that he did. And
excuse me, what are you talking about? Some sort of drug? I didn't ask him to take any kind of drug.
We assumed you were the one. That's the gist of what we got from him. You told him to.
I'm afraid if Mr. Desano is involved in drugs, I didn't ask him to do anything like that. What?
Well,
You said there was suicides?
yes, the 8 other participants all killed themselves.
That's horrible.
What type of dream research are you having him do, might I ask?
Well, there's a great deal of literature that's written about a sort of mythical land, the dreamlands. And there are a number of means. Drugs are, in fact, one method, though I don't know of any particular drug. It's a matter of concentration and recording your dreams. They can be allowed to progress and to move one forward into the dream realms. But I mean, I've done research, a great deal of it. I was hoping that Mr. Desano would be able to breach this barrier. I'm sure this all sounds very strange to you.
So what you're saying is you gave him a task and he chose the way he went about it. You had nothing to do with this 3-eyed dragon.
3-eyed dragon. What a very strange thing for you to say. It's a very strong symbol that occurs occasionally in literature referring to the dreamlands.
Are you familiar with a person named Yen Long Hao, Mr. Pearson?
Master Yin Long Hao.
Sounds Chinese? No. Sounds like something you'd read in a graphic novel, in a pulp fiction novel.
well,
And now, is there anything in your research? Sorry, Detective Walter. Is there anything in your research that talks about a strange stone? And once again, I will describe the diamond-like quality of it, the color, the shape.
Really?
Deep dark green.
Really? How big?
Oh,
Look, it's about the size of a cantaloupe.
How very strange. I would very much like to see such a thing. You say about the size of a cantaloupe.
That's right.
Greenish in color.
Yep.
hard as diamond.
Hard as diamond. You know, gentlemen, I have read some very strange things that might correlate. Are there any markings on it?
Now, look, but how about we take you down to the station? You can answer a few more questions, and
Of course.
we'll let you examine the stone.
Of course.
If it's
I would be quite yes. If there is something that I hate to think that Mr. Desano got involved in something that I would never have authorized.
We would too. Artists are strange sometimes.
Right. So as we're standing up, I want him to do a psychology check.
Okay.
I want to see if he's lying about the not telling him to do drugs.
I'll follow. Just in.
35 is a pass.
I'm glad you passed. I failed my psychology.
Okay. Yeah, he seems sincere.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take him back to the station,
All right.
and we'll go retrieve the stone from the museum.
Okay. Well, what are you going to take him back to the station
Yes.
and leave him there, and then go get the stone?
How about they take him back to the station, and I'll on the way drop by the Natural History Museum and try and pick up the stone, so we don't have to leave him by himself. Seeing how we don't really necessarily trust him at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds okay. Yeah, you do that, Winkler.
I have my own. I mean, I did ride down a car, but
I'd assume we'd all have personal vehicles.
yeah, being detectives.
So, you get down to the precinct while Winkler goes to get the stone. What do you do with Mr. Pearson?
Just chat to him, like, what does he do for a living?
Well,
Those kinds of.
I don't do anything. I'm independently wealthy. I'm a collector. I travel. I study the occult. I read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where do you put it? Do you leave him free, or do you put him in with what's his name, or put him in a separate cell, or what do you do?
With Philip Desano?
Yeah.
We'll get them together in a room, I guess, to
We could
question
possibly,
them about their.
or we could possibly watch what they do. Don't know.
All right. Well, when I need you to give me some more description of what you do.
Well, just like one of the interrogation rooms, we have
Okay.
Desano in there, and we'll get person in there with him.
Well, when Mr. Pearson sees Mr. Desano, he's like, his reaction is, well, Mr. Desano, I've been told that you got involved in some sort of drug culture, and that there have been some suicides, and Desano's reaction to that is pretty much saying exactly the same thing that he said to you. You completely misinterpreted what I told you. I didn't want you to use drugs. I wanted you to simply, goes on and on. And eventually, Detective Winkler arrives, and with the stone. So, Detective Winkler, what do you do?
I'm gonna immediately bring the stone to whoever's not interrogating, or are they just both like you guys just both eavesdropping on them, or you got
they're
an
not
interrogation room?
they're not really saying anything.
Yep, we're just listening.
All right, is there a way I can bring the stone to Detective Walters and Wachowski, and also like walk it past Pearson and Desano?
Well, they're all in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, then I'll just bring it straight to them.
All right.
Like here it is.
And Pearson looks flabbergasted. He's like, "My God, this is what you found?"
Look, this was buried under a pile of intestines, so we'd really like to know what it is.
May I see it?
I'll look at both the other detectives and
I had
hold it.
We'll hold it in front of you. That's close enough.
All right. Is it warm to the touch.
It is.
Yep.
How extraordinary. He says, now, are there markings on it?
I'll take a look. I'll pull it back and take a look.
You don't
look for markings anywhere.
You don't see any, but he's like, they can be quite difficult to find. They're not going to be in English. Here, allow me.
Well, I speak a little French.
It's not in French.
All right. Let him look at the stone.
So he takes the stone and he's looking at it. And he says, remarkable. And you said it's harder than diamond, yes?
Yes. The geologist had quite the time trying to pick at it.
He says, yes, I do believe there are markings. It's in an ancient language called Aklo.
Aklo.
And he says, Venerita like this. And as he is speaking, the stone begins to glow, and you suddenly see it begin to crack open in front of him. And he sets it on the table, and he throws his arms out like this, and he begins howling these words out loud. And as he does, you see the egg break open.
Pulling my gun.
And this swirling sort of vomitous light shines out of it, and a monster comes out of the stone. It's semi-transparent. It has gigantic wings that fill the room. It's covered in eyes and tentacles and what look almost like intestines. And it's got mouths all over it.
I'm making a sanity roll.
God's green earth.
I failed.
I failed as well.
I also failed.
All right, do a 1d8.
That's 3.
That's too low.
That's
5.
That's an 8. Fuck.
Excellent. All right. Winkler and Walters both do intelligence rolls. Intelligence rolls.
I've also gone past 20% as well.
Okay.
89.
Intelligence roll. Looking at 60.
So Winkler, you failed your intelligence?
Yes.
That's
yes, I
good.
did.
You take your 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage? Okay.
5 points of sanity loss.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Walters, did you pass?
Yep, I passed.
You passed your intelligence, and you took 8 points of damage.
Yep.
All right. Roll an 8-sided dice.
8.
8. Roll a 4-sided dice.
3.
All right. The red mist descends over your mind. Everything goes blank. Everything goes red in your head. And you are going to violently attack the nearest foe. So that's the creature. With everything that you've got.
Okay.
Detective Wachowski and Detective Winkler, you're still in pursuit of your wits, so you can do whatever you want.
Is that guy still spouting stuff?
Yeah, is he still screaming?
No, at this point, he's stepped back and he's cackling.
I'm going to shoot him, and then I'm going to run out the door.
All right. Go ahead.
Meanwhile, I'm just like,
24 is a pass.
I'm going to take a pop at the monster and run out behind him.
To roll damage, yeah?
No, he rolled an 01. So
For dodge?
He dodged. Yeah. He got out of the way of your gun when he saw you pointed at him. Winkler and Walters roll to try and attack the creature.
yeah, I'll probably end up.
Oh, all right, 11%. on handgun.
38.
That's a.
That's a pass on using.
I'm gonna spend 2 points to make that an extreme. 2 luck points to make that an extreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't on combat because it's combat, right? I can't. Use
No,
it
you
on
can
combat
you can actually increase your chances
to hit.
on combat. Sure.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, that I'm going to spend 2 luck points and make that a 9% for extreme with my handgun.
Okay. I'm looking up here. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, I rolled 3 points of damage minimum.
Okay.
Hold on.
Bang, bang. Your gun goes off.
Wait, I'm using my gun. 9 add 2. That's 11 plus my damage bonus for 15 down. 15.
Okay. You unload your gun
Yeah,
into the thing. But it doesn't look like it's slowing down much.
Of course it's not.
All right. The creature is going to attack. Let's see. I'm going to say the nearest person is Desano. It wraps its tail around him and begins bashing him against the table. Meanwhile, Pearson is heading for the door of the room, almost casually, and he's about to walk out.
Yeah, nope, I'm shooting him.
Okay.
Pretty point blank now. I'm by the door.
All right.
27 is a pass.
He rolled a 9.
How do you dodge bullets?
I think you're being rattled by this horrifying monster.
Oh my gosh.
The monster is tearing into the roof. You know, it's got the
Right. Well,
ceiling.
I'm following him out.
It's probably swung around and smashed the glass.
Noticing that my bullet didn't do anything to the monster last time, I'm probably going to turn my thing on the thing or the person I think summoned it. So the guy that's walking out the room.
Okay.
Person. All right.
I'm not sure that Detective Kowski is between you and the guy, but
that's a fail with an 88.
All right, you fired, but the guy's kind of halfway out the door. Walters once again.
Because I'll be changing it up. I'll be hitting him with my blackjack. So let's see. 28.
Okay. The creature is completely unaffected. But you notice that the creature, if you call it a mouths, they begin chanting something. And as they do, you begin to tingle all over like you're being electrocuted. By now, other policemen have come running to see what's going on. And mayhem kind of breaks out as
Stop him!
As the
Stop
room is
Pearson!
being torn apart by this thing. As Pearson is walking out the door, he's making some sort of symbols in the air, like this. And the police come running up, and they're looking more at, like, they can see through the window into the room, and they see there's some monstrous, horrendous thing going on. Detective Wachowski, what do you want to do?
I'm tackling him.
Okay.
08.
Yeah, he got 84 that time. So you tackle him to the ground. Lieutenant Winkler, or Detective Winkler, what do you do? You've seen Wachowski, but you got this gigantic monster in the room with you. It's terrifying.
It seems like it's coming from He's got him down. He's trying to hit him. Our damage doesn't do anything. I'm gonna try and shoot the egg thing that it came
Okay.
out of.
Okay.
Nothing. I can't shoot anything else.
The egg thing seems to have been split into 3 pieces, and the pieces are glowing and shining light up at this creature. All right, go ahead.
Well, can I reach down and like try and scoop it up, like pull it up like a flower and close it, or
Sure, that's a maneuver. Just use a brawl roll.
brawl roll? Okay. Nope, that's a 90.
Okay. When you touch it, it's almost like it's red hot. So you immediately let go of it. Walters, go ahead.
I'm going around. I'm still shaking, obviously, and I'll shoot it. I'll probably shoot randomly. So
Okay.
I got a 45, so that's a pass.
Do a 1d4 roll.
Yeah.
You're still mentally
Yeah,
out of it.
3.
Nope, still nearest foe. All right. So you managed to shoot the thing again. Go ahead and do some damage.
That one. There's the D. Okay, so 10. That's 12. 16 damage this time.
Okay.
Max damage.
It looks like you might be hurting the thing. This sort of black goo is pouring out of holes that you've made in the creature.
I'm not even paying attention to that. I'm just out of it, just going all over.
Detective Wachowski. You've got him pinned down. He's face down, but he's trying to turn over.
Well, I'm just going to start smashing his face in with the butt of my gun as I have him pinned on the ground.
Okay. You hit him. Oh, go ahead and try to hit him in the face. We'll see if he can somehow dodge out of the way.
I missed.
Okay. You swing at him, and he's got this insane sort of smile on his face as he looks at you. And he does something with his hand in the air in front of his face. And you can see him sort of fading away, like he's just turning into powder in front of you.
I mean, I can shoot the powder, but that's what I'm doing.
Winkler, what are you doing?
Well, if he looks like he's hurting the monster with his gun, I'm gonna go ahead and try and shoot the monster again.
Okay.
And that's a 96.
Okay. You're shooting, but you don't seem to be connecting. The creature by now has pretty much turned Desano into a pulp. It's going to swing at you, Winkler. Do you want to try to dodge?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and dodge. It's a fail.
Okay. It is going to hit you. It's going to try and bite you with its big jaws, and it got an 03. So let's see, what damage does its bite do? Really? One hit point of damage? All right, did 1 hit point of damage. Oh wait, sorry. It's got a damage bonus. Wow.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Did 10 points of damage.
10 total?
Yeah.
I'm dying.
How many points do you have?
I have -1.
I think you're dead.
I'm dead. Okay, yeah, I'm dead.
Well,
Major wounds that drops
you're
you.
definitely unconscious and bleeding
Yeah.
on the floor.
I think you go splat, taking your max hit points in one go.
Walters, it's going to swing at you, but it's not going to. It doesn't connect.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to dodge anyway, so or anything. Cause...
Wachowski, Pearson has disappeared.
Yeah, well, I run.
Out.
Out.
Okay.
Yep, I'm out here.
The police have come. The other cops have come up now, and some of them have gone into the room. Some of them are terrified, but they're all shooting by this time. But it's going to have one last swipe at Walters. 90. You hear just tons of guns going off, and eventually the thing stops and it falls onto the table, but it just turns almost instantly into black goo all over everything, and the rock just goes black. Do you want to do a first aid roll on
Yeah.
Winkler?
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, you ran. Sorry, Wachowski.
I got exactly 30.
Well, you managed to bring him back up to 1 point, and they get him to the hospital. But I think at this point you can all do sanity rolls because.
Yeah. I passed it.
I got an 04.
34 is a pass.
4% is a pass.
Well, I'll just say that, okay, you all do 1d4 damage. And whether you eventually recover or not from your insanity.
I got one, but that's all I needed for indefinite insanity.
And that's pretty much the end of our story.
All right.
Wachowski is going to have bad dreams.
Wachowski is still not indefinitely insane.
I started on 45. I ended on 25.
We did go a little long, but do you have any questions before I finish?
Nope.
No,
I figured it was just.
I got bit in half. Almost.
I think he saw an opportunity and he took it. So
I'm just insane.
All right, well, let me go ahead and finish it then. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn, Marcus Leonard, Josh Harwood, and with myself as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 5 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering the questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good game.